Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's another Wednesday night, and we're in November. Finally, Illinois is seeing some sort of snow or precipitation, or whatever you got. Either way, tonight, my special guest is Mark Caruso of Lyndhurst. I believe they are out of Pennsylvania, at which point, let's welcome him to the stage. Mark, how's it going?
Hey, pretty dandy. How
You are
about you?
you are draped in all the gold tonight.
That's right. That's right.
So what are you holding on your shoulders? What you got?
The classic IC title and the classic Winged Eagle title. And these were both from Paul Martin. So they're from Ireland and they're on a real leather strap. And now these are WWE replica belts, but it's just they took the plates off and put on a real leather strap. Well, Paul puts it on a real leather strap. And you
Hey,
can definitely tell the difference between the floppiness.
Still, though, that's really cool if they're actually on real leather straps and everything like that. So, quick question. Now that I see you have the old school Winged Eagle title, do you
Yes.
think they will ever bring that design back or a modern version of it?
I used to think no, but now that Cody Rhodes is the champion, maybe. I can see it. I can see it happening.
Well, my question is now that we've gone into Cody Rhodes, what are your thoughts on his title reign right now?
It's kind of mid. It's kind of mid, but I still have to represent this man. I will always represent this man because he's just a hero. He's just a hero. He won the title that his father could never win in the Garden, baby.
That's very true. And looking back at that whole situation, my brother, he's a big Dusty Rhodes fan, everything. We've talked about how the title was taken away from Dusty Rhodes unjustly in reality.
Yeah.
Now, the question is with Cody Rhodes' title reign, how long do you see it lasting? All right, let's go this route.
A
Realistically,
year and a half.
your
A year and a half.
from when he won it or until
Yeah,
a year and a half?
from when he won it. So I think he'll whatever happens at 41, he'll win. I think SummerSlam ish is when he'll probably drop.
Mhm.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if Cody Rhodes tried doing like a 3-year reign against Roman Reigns, like what Roman Reigns did. It's just, I don't know. I just love Cody Rhodes. He's just the ultimate baby face. He comes out in a suit. He looks presentable. He looks like a world champion, except for the neck tattoo. Could have gotten it on your arm, but still, he looks like a champion. So I mean, I predictably think it'll be like a year and a half from when he won it from at 40. But honestly, I would be fine if it was longer.
So, speaking of his neck tattoo, have you ever heard the story about that one?
I know Brandy during AEW's video said, "You're not going to get that." And then when she looked at it, she was like, "Please, that's not real, is it?"
Well, the
Yeah.
thing about it is, Cody Rhodes originally, after he got done, hated it because he didn't realize how big it was actually going to be.
Well, it's not like you go into a shop and be like, "Okay, this is the tattoo." They show it to you. They put it on your neck or whatever location and be like, "All right, is this what you want? We can go bigger or smaller."
Yeah, but at the same point, a neck tattoo, you're looking at it kind of cockeyed in the mirror and everything. So I could see a little bit of depth perception being off on that one.
I guess, but it's like, look, man, you made that choice.
I I personally feel without the neck tattoo, though, compared to how he was before he got it, it adds a bit of spark and flair to who he is as a person,
He does look
if
like a
that makes
badass,
sense.
though. He
He
does.
does.
See, it looks badass when he has the robe on, but when he has the suit, it kind of looks out of place.
It's kind of like going to that interview and you're just like, I got to cover my tattoos up.
Yep, yep, yep. Wear the suit, wear the blazer, and it's like, just cross your arms. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Exactly. So, who do you think Cody Rhodes, if you had to pick out the perfect scenario, who would he be dropping the title to?
Oh my god,
And
I
keep in
have to
mind,
go.
we already know there's a lot of new talent coming through. Royal Rumble's right around the corner, contracts are
Ah,
expiring left and right. Who would you see take the title off of him?
Sheamus. No, no, I'm kidding. No,
I
I'm
mean,
kidding. I just wanted to give a funny answer. Braun Breaker.
Breaker taking the title off of Rhodes, that'd be interesting.
Because he's a genetic freak, just like his dad. And everyone keeps saying he's going to be the next world champion. I mean, might as well give it to him. Either that or Gunther. But honestly, personally, like I'd rather see Braun Breaker in that big like spotlight.
And I'm sure after Royal Rumble season, we are going to start seeing that push for him to go for a title and everything. Because
just lose the singlet, like have regular trunks, like just the regular like boxer trunks, not like the full singlet. I don't know. I don't know. Only Kurt Angle can pull that off.
I'm kind of disappointed with Breaker in the sense of we know that he is, Rick Steiner's son, Scott Steiner's nephew. And when he was in NXT, the reason he wore the, extravagant singlets with multicolor and everything, it was a throwback to the Steiner brothers and how they were in the 90s and everything.
Oh, which was cool.
I feel like when he came on the main roster.
Yeah, you're on the main roster. Be yourself. It's time to change it up. You're not in NXT.
Yeah. And I think that's why he kind of dropped the out there looking singlets, but when it comes to his Intercontinental title reign, basically you look at his first one, short-lived, second one, short-lived. I really hope this one is a little bit longer than the last two, and he has more title defenses.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that Monday night was the first time he's defended it since winning it back from Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, ooh, that's a title that should be on display.
Yeah, what is it? What's the nickname for the IC title? The workman's title?
Workhorse title.
Yeah, workhorse title. Thank you. I just want longer title defenses. I don't like this short this, short that, quick reigns, 1 weeks. I want you're a champion. You defend it, have it for 3 months to 6 months, whatever. I just want longer title defenses. Something consistent.
That's why I like when the World Heavyweight title came out and Seth Rollins got it. He was defending it every chance he could.
And yes, it made Roman, I don't want to say kind of look weak, because it really points out that it's like Roman might be the face of the company, but it's like Seth Rollins is doing twice the amount of work and he's like the secondary champion. And it really really shows that or it can be argued that Seth Rollins is a more important champion. And I remember, was it Triple H's documentary or John Cena's documentary? But I know it's the Triple H quote of, the champion doesn't, or the belt doesn't make the guy makes the belt. And that's right. That was with Cena's US Open Challenge. He made that US title, a nothing title, made important. So it's almost I believe that if you're the WWE champion, you should be defending every month, every pay-per-view, maybe a couple times on the shows, the regular television shows.
And that's what Seth Rollins was doing. He was doing it on Raw. He was doing it on the pay-per-view. He was even doing it at house shows. You know? But now, to change a point there, Seth Rollins lost it. McIntyre had it for a short 5 minutes.
And then
Damian
tweeted.
Priest. Yeah.
And that tweet. I'm bored at work.
Yeah. Damian Priest, cashed in, won it. And you were at WrestleMania 40. What was the...
I have a tattoo. Right, how do I move my arm? Whatever.
Anyway,
yeah.
There it is. Go. So what was the energy like in the arena? What was the energy like in the arena when Damian Priest cashed in?
So just for disclosure, I was at night 1.
Oh.
I was not at night 2, but I was at Access on the day of night 2. I was on Access on Friday and Sunday, and I was at WrestleMania day 1. Now day 2, no one talked about Damian Priest. No one at all thought, oh yeah, Damian Priest is going to do that. Everyone only talked about McIntyre. McIntyre's going to win this. McIntyre's going to win this. Everyone at Access wanted McIntyre so badly to win. He won a Slammy, and people were freaking out. They're like, you're going to win the title, and you want a Slammy. And dude, his quads are huge.
Well, my brother popped on. He said, respect to the American Nightmare t-shirt.
That's right. This was purchased at Hershey when they had Raw, and they have those event t-shirts where it's only at you can only get this t-shirt at this event. And I was at Hershey, so the Hershey nightmare. But no, he won a Slammy, and like people were just freaking. Like when he walked out, people just lost their minds. No one was talking about the Judgment Day. Even when Rhea Ripley won an award, no one was talking about the Judgment Day. Everyone's talking about Drew McIntyre, how he's gonna win. So, in my opinion, I honestly think like Damian Priest has killed the vibe, because it's like no one really wanted it. Who really wanted this?
To be fair, I want Damian Priest over McIntyre.
Okay, you and like 3 other people probably then.
Hey,
but I just wanted Drew to win, because if you look at the statistic, the fact that he lost at WrestleMania, it just shows that he never was able to defend it. Because here's the thing, he won it during COVID, and then during this he only had the title for 5 minutes. It's like no one has ever paid to see Drew McIntyre defend a world championship, which sucks because he's an amazing talent.
He is. And honestly, I feel his whole feud with CM Punk, taking up the mantle of being the heel, and just the way he played it throughout the whole thing, phenomenal. The mind games, everything like that. And by the way, Joseph Kruger, my guest tonight is Mark Caruso, drummer of Lyndhurst.
I play the buckets. I play the buckets in a pop punk band.
People are starting to come on, everything like that, so they were curious because they missed the introduction. See, people come on late all the time. They're on punk time.
That's fine.
But anyway, so what I was getting at with this, though, Damian Priest, he did defend the title in retrospect more than Gunther has.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Gunther, the way he's defending the titles, is damaging the prestige of that world heavyweight title that Seth Rollins built up, or is he just bringing a different side to it?
Oh, man. I love Gunther. I don't even want to talk anything bad about my boy, because I feel like that guy could chop me in 17 pieces. Which is funny, because when I talk about wrestling to people and I try to get people back in, like I show people Gunther, and like that there's like a WWE short on him chopping Matt Riddle, and I show that to everybody. I'm like, this is the guy. I don't think he does as much work as Seth Rollins, but I don't think he's tarnishing anything. I just don't. But then again, like Seth Rollins is just an amazing worker. Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't think anyone's really going to outwork him. What he does, like parkour and like cardio and all this other like crazy stuff. He's like really good shape.
The funniest part about that and everything is on the midweek meltdown in our page, we talk a lot about Rocket Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
One of their main guys, Gunnar Brave, he actually goes to Seth Rollins wrestling school. That's where he trains at.
Oh,
now keep in mind, Rocket Pro, we're in Joliet, Illinois, which is about 45 minutes south of Chicago. All right.
Okay.
Seth Rollins' school is all the way out in Davenport, Iowa.
Oh, that's a long drive.
You see what I'm getting here? It's like,
that's a big drive.
That's a drive, But Gunnar Brave is phenomenal in the ring. If you ever get a chance, look up some of his matches on YouTube. Yeah,
I'll just do it before I go to bed after this interview.
Which I'm actually curious about with this WWE ID thing, because they have announced what schools they're going to be working with. Do you have any wrestling schools out by you? Like any indie scene, anything like that?
Dude, I'm puny. I don't really know much about the local scene of wrestling. I do know there was I know there's Legacy Wrestling. Who was the dude who used to announce for the guy who did a lot of coke? Alberto Del Rio.
That's a good way to remember him.
Yeah, he was a very terrible person, but like, yeah, his announcer. I know he has a school around here, and my friend Jake, he's gone to his school a couple times. But yeah, he has. I think it's called Legacy Wrestling, and I know there's another wrestling. I can't. I went to one local event, and I thought it was amazing, because I've only gone to like a couple big events. I've never really gone to an indie event.
See, the funny part is I've never been to a WWE, a TNA, an AEW. I've only been to indie events.
Dude, I honestly, after going to one indie event, I was like, man, this is really fun. I mean, but then it makes you like really like put it in perspective, like, wow, a WWE production. But it's like, man, those indie events are really fun because like it's more intimate.
Yes,
I really like it.
And the other cool thing, it's also like going to a local show and everything. You see
Yeah.
where people start from, you
Mhm.
know? Now, quick little segue into the next topic. As I mentioned, you are the drummer of Lyndhurst.
I play the triangle. Yes.
Did you play the triangle at all in Columbus? I didn't catch that.
I have a bell on my ride cymbal, so I did play that.
That works. Anyway, what can you tell us about your band? Yeah, I know.
My
This is where Ed was supposed to be.
Yeah, so my band is we're a pop punk band from York, Pennsylvania. We like memes, and we're very like silly guys, but most of our music is very like emotional music. Like we talk about breakups. One of our songs is called Criminal, and that's like when you look at yourself in the mirror and it's like you've done some very bad things, and you're getting away with it. And it's like the inner guilt. That's what that song Criminal is about. But our big song Messy is about like the worst breakup you ever had and like falling apart and like you can't like it's like struggling to get back up to where you were. Or like Jaded is about like a hypocrite, that it's like, someone who preaches one thing but like does another thing behind people's backs. So we talk like our songs are very personal, but when we play them or when you see us or when you see a post, we're not serious at all. And I really like that because I think I'm more of a metal guy. Like I'm more of a metalcore, deathcore type of guy, and I always see guys in like black t-shirts and look very serious and just angry a lot. And I'm like, I want us to be like, okay, make funny poses, do this. I don't want to be serious because everybody else is serious. I want to bring fun back to music. And that song, Never Gonna Give You Up, our bassist Tim, he wrote that in 1987 when he was 4.
Well, I was going to save that for the end, but you know what? Since you brought it up, might as well bring it up now.
Sure. We wrote that. Can't dispute it.
By the way, everyone that knows me back home, I will sing this song at karaoke and not say a damn word about it.
Oh yeah, so, that's what we do. Sometimes I jump on my kit and tell people like to start a circle pit. And I heard this at a hardcore show once. I always tell people, if you have life insurance, I want you to prove it tonight. Start running around. Or then there are sometimes where, like, if it's a smaller show, Ed will come up and be like, this is a very somber song, very serious song. So please give it the respect that it deserves. And then you hear the do, and then people lose their minds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen of the other side of the mic, for the first time ever, you are about to be rickrolled by Lyndhurst with their cover of Never Gonna Give You.
Sad we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're
And we are back. So, all right, from personal experience and everything, as you saw in Columbus, my band covers Lizzo's Truth Hurts.
Yeah.
What was the deciding factor for you guys to cover Never Gonna Give You Up and make it your own?
The fact that Tim wrote it in 1987, he just brought it to the board, and we knew this guy Rick tried making some copy of it. But honestly, at the end of the day, Ed and I just really like memes, so we figured we can do that. And I know everyone thinks Rick did it, so what we did was we studied his YouTube video. We copied the thumbnail. We tried doing locations around Harrisburg. Ed actually went to the thrift store on Tuesday because it was $2 Tuesdays, and he got me a woman's blazer while everyone else got men's because I'm small. And we all recreated the outfits. We even went to a church and we waited for the ceremony to end just so we could have that big ballroom.
That's actually awesome.
Yeah, it was actually, I'm really proud of like how that video came out. And it's like, and we were dancing in like wigs. Oh, and then I even found like this big white room, and like we were just, doing like the weird dances and like, what was it? And then like I had a gig. I did something. No, I worked at a venue. I worked at the venue the night before. So in my car was some cash. And I'm not talking about like $20. I probably had like 200-300 in cash. And I remember because I worked that venue the night before. And I remember, if you've seen the video, I do this on Kevin because I was like, I had this money. I'm like, let me just use this.
All right, for those of you that have not seen the music video, we'll be sure to share that on our TLC page later on this evening after the show. At which point, you know what? As I said, that's a song that I sing at karaoke all the time. It's one of those go-to. It's a hype song.
It is.
Really, you can't go wrong with it. However, congratulations. You and the rest of Lyndhurst are the first ever to rickroll the other side of the mic. So congratulations to you on that one. Now, how long has the band been around for?
Oh my God. People keep asking me this question. I actually don't know. I think it's around 3 years. I think it's around 3 years because I know this was a passion project that Ed started because he used to release music under his own name, Ed Allison. And for anyone who doesn't know, Ed Allison is the singer. My guitarist and he also plays guitar. My guitarist's name is Kevin. My bassist's name is Tim. And I'm Mark, and I play the xylophone. So Ed made music under his own name, and after a while, he started making some more music, and he goes, you know what? Some of this music should be under a band. I don't want to be under my name anymore. I want to have a band. And he did have a band. It was just everybody else except a drummer. And then when that drummer didn't work out, my friend Tanis, and he's from the band Lives Lost, but shout out to Tanis because it's actually his birthday today. But Tanis commented my name under Ed's post because he was looking for a drummer. And then Ed already knew me because I was in a thrash metal band, and I used to do like crazy blast beats and do all this crazy other stuff. And when I said, yeah, I'll do it, and there was like no audition, he goes, oh yeah, you can just have it. No problem.
Nice. And now here you are.
Yeah. And like, I used to play like really intense music, and I remember, showing people my old bands and be like, oh, what do you think? And like, I would always run the gamble. And I think now it's really nice to show people Lyndhurst, and more people are like, oh wow, this is great. This sounds like an actual band or whatever.
See,
I love heavier music, but it's like, man, there are just some days I'm just like, I did wish I was more in a mainstream band, but now I kind of am.
And honestly, you guys killed it the night we shared the stage in Columbus, and I hope our paths cross again in the future.
Oh, yeah, they will.
So my question is this though: where does the name Lyndhurst come from?
So Lyndhurst was actually a street that Ed grew up on, because I know there's Lyndhurst, New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
and people have asked us like, "Are you from New Jersey?" And we always tell them no, which is funny because there's actually a woman that I know that wore our T-shirt in a New Jersey grocery store, and the clerk didn't understand it. She goes, "Why do you have a T-shirt that just has a town on it?" And the girl goes, "No, it's a band." They're like, "Are they from Lyndhurst, New Jersey?" And she has to go, "No, they're from York, PA."
See, and that was the other thing too. When I saw your guys' band name originally, I'm like, he says they're from Pennsylvania, but I know that's a city in New Jersey. Wait,
yes,
what?
it's a street that Ed grew up on in York, Pennsylvania. I don't want to dox him too much, but that's all I'm gonna say. But
Okay.
like someone could, but he was gonna name it something. He was gonna name it something else, but someone told him like you should name it something close to you. And he
Mhm.
thought about the street, and he goes, "Well, Lyndhurst is very unique."
It is. It definitely is. I mean, outside New Jersey or whatever, I that's why I asked what sparked the name.
Yeah.
So
It was
with
also
that
funny
be
because the one tour we did, we went to New Jersey and we went to Lyndhurst and we took all these photos. We took Lyndhurst beer distributor and then we went to the high school. So there was a track meet and we were like, oh wow, a school is named after us. And we taken all these pictures and allegedly someone took a cone that says Lyndhurst on it. I won't say who, but it was a dashing drummer.
I I was gonna say, someone took a cone. That sounds like a drummer aspect. And I only say that because whenever I'm with Possum and we're having a night out, if we see a
Yeah.
stray cone somewhere or one of those like parking sticks where it's like, oh, you need a new home.
Yep. 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 Allegedly. Allegedly needs a new
Allegedly.
home.
Allegedly.
But yeah,
The
we went
funniest
to a diner, a school. It's somewhere on our page. We're like we took oh yeah, and then the fire department, and then the fire department gave us really questionable looks. Like, what are you doing? Oh yeah, well then we went to the police department. We took all these pictures, but the fire department was like, "Why? What are you doing?" And I responded, "Oh, we're in a band," and it was mostly me because I'm the social one.
Mhm.
And they thought we were really weird. And I was like, "Oh, can we take a picture with the fire truck?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." Can you be in it? No. So they took our photos next to the fire trucks and everything, and it was really
Yeah,
awkward. But they were still
and
kind of nice.
to be completely honest, I've only been to New Jersey once. I was in the Princeton area. Um, and first and foremost, for those who have never been to New Jersey, when you're driving on the main routes and city streets, the jug handle thing is fucking bullshit.
Yep.
I don't know how many times I missed my turn to go to my hotel because I'm so used to making a left turn.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
also
It's yeah.
the people in New Jersey, they're different. Not in a
Yeah.
bad
They're
way.
different.
They're different. And then like I went to a Target out there and I'm like, all right, I got my stuff. I'm like, where are the grocery bags at? I did not know that states that are on the ocean line are not allowed to have plastic bags in their stores.
Yeah. I've crossed that path many times where I just didn't know I had to carry everything.
Or you have to buy the reusable bag, and you're just like,
Yep. 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 Yep.
eh. So, notes: anyone going out to New Jersey, just know the people are kind of weird, and bring your own bags to the stores.
That's true.
And also, if you go to look for Lyndhurst in New Jersey, you will not find them. They're in York, Pennsylvania.
But you can still take pictures and tag us.
Totally can do that too.
See?
So,
See? That's
so
good marketing. That's using Google Maps.
that is very nicely done there. So, what's next on the books for Lyndhurst? Any shows? Any plans for any music releases? What do you guys got cooking?
Let me look at my iPhone. I do know we have a show. So we were supposed to have practice yesterday, but that got canceled. Next, all practices are on Tuesdays. We have a show at the Skid Row Garage, which that's in New York, and that's on December 20th. I know one of the bands is Dinosaurs in Paris. Don't ask me for the other bands. And then I know we have a show on January 25th, and that is at the Upside in Lancaster. And then February we have off, and then the CPM, and then in March we have the CPMAs on March 6th, and that's like the Central Pennsylvania Grammys, kind of. It's just a music award, and it's really nice to get together with everyone. And then we play a private, kind of like a private club, and that's on March 15th, which is my birthday. I'll turn the dirty 30. And then in April we do like a little weekender with Dinosaurs in Paris
All right.
and fake feelings. So that's
Very
all the way
nice.
till April.
Very nice. It's nice to see you guys are keeping busy and everything. Do you guys have any plans to come out Midwest next year?
No, that's August.
That
I don't even know if I'm even supposed to say that, but it's August.
Okay. As the time gets closer and things are announced, let us know and we will be sure to share the word on it.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
So, anyway, let's get back to the wrestling topics and everything. We have Survivor Series right around the corner.
Oh,
What
yeah.
are some predictions you have going into this?
I think Brock Lesnar is going to eat the ceiling. Solo Sokoa is probably going to reign supreme, and Vince McMahon will make a cameo in one of the sweet sections.
Okay. I don't know if I want to begin with the Brock Lesnar or the Vince McMahon.
No one's coming back like that. Someone messaged me they thought Brock Lesnar was going to come back during Survivor Series. I'm like, man, I really hope not.
Do you want Lesnar to come back at all?
No, we don't need
personal opinion.
No, we don't need him because even though he is an athlete and he is a genetic freak, and that's great for him. But even so, he always had a light schedule, so he was a part timer regardless. And we already have a decent amount of part timers anyway. We don't need another one. Mm-hmm. And what is it? Rock will possibly come back, so it's like that's another part timer.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, in regards to the whole rumors of The Rock coming back and everything, I just like the fact that The Rock had been saying before Bad Blood that he was not doing anything WWE related until after WrestleMania. He wasn't going to be at 41 because of his schedule in regards to promoting Moana 2 and everything, which I get it. You know, he's a household name because he's a voice actor. He's an actor. You know, I get it. Cool. He's blown up in Hollywood. However, to say you're not going to do anything, you're not going to show up, and then you show up at Bad Blood as a cameo, per se, and now, you know, there's a speculation of him coming at Survivor Series and everything like that. Obviously, you know, I won't say we're marks or whatever. We have our moments.
I am. Look at my name.
All right. You mentioned blonde moment earlier.
Yeah.
It took me a minute there.
Yeah.
It fucking took me a minute there. But no, it's like, does it kind of, how do you feel about The Rock saying one thing and then doing another, knowing the amount of pull he has with the board in reality?
I don't care. He can go away. We don't need him.
But you know he's not going to go away for at least another year. Yeah.
But we don't need him. I mean, that whole thing with like WrestleMania and him just being unprofessional and showing up late and doing this and just, no, we don't. The Rock is entertaining, you know, when Brian Gortz writes his stuff, but I don't know. I like The Rock, but it's like there are just times when he just really outwears his welcome. And that whole thing where they were going to swerve that it's like it's going to be Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing this? It's always going to be Cody and Roman. Just stop getting into the spotlight. Pass the torch. How many people have you buried? What was it? What's the quickest match in WrestleMania history? It's The Rock versus Luke Harper or Eric Rowan. It's one of the two.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, when he came out with the blowtorch to blow his own name.
Yeah.
My whole thing is that, like, The Rock is cool. The Rock is a name, and he has the catchphrases, which makes him a star. You know, the rock bottom, the people's elbow is a shit move, but it gets people hyped, which is all that matters because this is an entertaining sport. It's just pass the torch, my guy. Pass the torch. Give it the spotlight to somebody else. Don't tease you're going to fight Roman. Don't tease you're going to fight Solo. Give it to somebody. And if you are going to wrestle somebody, just job.
So with that being the case and everything, Roman, obviously, The Rock doesn't have to pass the torch to Roman. Roman's already made his legacy.
No, yeah, Roman is a made man.
Rhodes is a made man in reality.
He also is.
And we've seen, like, obviously, you know, well, would you consider the Rock-Cena rivalry as The Rock passing the torch to Cena? Has he already passed the torch?
Was Cena even but was Cena really in his prime during that feud? And also, you have to remember the marketing. Once in a lifetime. We're going to put it on the WWE Network. Once in a lifetime. Twice in a lifetime. Now it's 2 times.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. I mean, all right, let's eliminate the whole Cena Rock thing. Who should The Rock pass his torch to? Because I have a guy in my head.
maybe Solo or anyone in the I don't know, anyone in the bloodline. Just give it. It kind of makes sense.
It does, but I don't think Solo's good enough on the mic.
No.
And we're definitely not going to give it to Tama Tonga. We don't need the yeah.
Isn't that the guy? Yeah, that's the guy who botches all the time. He still needs
no, that's Tonga Loa. That's the other one.
Oh, whatever. It's all the same names. It's all.
I'm sorry. But I apologize. How the hell? No, you're fine. But how the hell do you botch a low blow?
It's a grab and a squeezy. That's from OSW review.
But
if you know who OSW review is,
I've heard of it, but I've never looked into it.
They're like three Irish guys who like watch wrestling reviews, and they do like they just like making fun of, like, they don't make fun of wrestling, but it's like they're just laughing at it and they're having fun rather than just having like a giant negative review.
Okay.
And they used to do movies and some other stuff, but like they're really cool Irish guys.
Well, what I was gonna say is someone I could see The Rock passing the torch to, but I don't know how they would write it, I guess, to get to that point, would be LA Knight. But to be fair, I think LA Knight is because if you think about it, the charisma that LA Knight has, the ability on the microphone, all his promos are gold.
You could technically
the ability he has in the ring.
You can technically say The Rock can just come up to him and be like, "You're a copycat of me. You're blah blah blah. You're blah blah blah," which is technically true because LA Knight has even said, "I have like people think I am like." If you just take his face away, people sometimes think he sounds like The Rock, and he has done voice work for The Rock in the other WWE games before.
True.
And so it's like he could just say that he's the copycat and the original is going to, be his candy ass, and LA Knight wins.
True. And to be fair, when it comes to LA Knight or whatever, I see the best of The Rock and Stone Cold in LA Knight.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's very refreshing. It really is. Now, how do you think he fares against Shinsuke Nakamura with Nakamura's return? No, he came out looking like a dark Jedi almost. He came out looking like Anakin Skywalker about to kill all the younglings.
I'm sorry. I have been a little bit busy, guys, so I haven't really been watching, but I didn't see that, but I got to see that. That looks awesome.
Yeah, he came out in a full, like, black
robe.
Yeah. Oh. So obviously he's playing the heel in this feud.
That's good. That's okay.
But like,
I think anything with him is magic because he's just weird.
Do you feel that they used Shinsuke the wrong way when he first came in the sense of him winning the Royal Rumble and not?
Yeah. I mean, oh my God, it was WrestleMania 36. It was WrestleMania 36 after him and AJ. Do you remember this? After it was the finish? No, after the finish was a low blow, and then they interviewed him on SmackDown. And then, do you remember his response to this?
No, you have to.
They're like Shinsuke, why would you attack AJ Styles in the balls? What's your response? And he goes, "Sorry, no speak English."
That's when he started that. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm glad Asuka eventually got the title, and she's had a few title reigns and everything.
She's awesome. She used to work she used to write for Microsoft.
Mm-hmm. Actually, and she has her own business right now and everything.
Yes. She's a very smart woman.
And we were talking about, before, going live and everything, wrestlers that don't need the WWE in retrospect, but it's nice when they come back and everything. But with Shinsuke, I feel like he deserves at least one title run, even if it's only like a 2 or 3 month thing, because you look at his accomplishments throughout the world, what's he got left to do?
Can I give a different opinion? I just think he needs one great run. I think the title sometimes is irrelevant because like Stone Cold didn't always have the belt when he was facing McMahon. Sometimes
True.
he did, but it's like no one really. It's like not everyone knows who was the champion at the time, but it's like everyone just remembers the feud. Now, if the feud is about the championship, that's fine. But it's like I just want to see Shinsuke just excel in a good feud or a good match or a good whatever. I just want to see what he brought, like something that he brought from New Japan or just something different. Maybe he's gonna kill NXT and just slice everyone in half. Who knows?
Are we going back to the whole killing all the younglings thing?
Yes.
Well, I am glad that
Maybe he's just gonna say, I don't speak English, and he's just gonna slaughter everybody.
I am glad with his return, he is going right for LA Knight because, in my opinion,
Yeah.
it's fitting since the first title he won in WWE was the US title.
Oh, that's actually really good. I didn't even think about that. That's really good.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be, a nut because personally, I don't think Shinsuke has many years left. I mean, he's been doing this for decades, on the professional level. So I'd say give him the US title, and as you said, let him have a good feud with someone.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let him have a feud. Just let him have like a good feud and just whether he wants to be all dark and brooding or I want him to bring this back. I don't care. Me and my dad used to do that at my house all the time, like just doing this, and I do miss those days. But if you're not going to bring it back, if I want some good character development, then
do you think he's learned English in his time away?
I don't care. I hope not. I hope not. That makes it awesome. And here's the thing, and I think he'll actually, I'll give a perspective. I think he'll thrive because Kevin Dunn, Bucky Beaver is not there.
Ooh.
Because you have to remember, like, he didn't want Becky Lynch talking that much because she had that thick Irish accent and you can't understand her. And Kevin Dunn was always putting people down because their accents. And I just feel like now that Kevin Dunn is finally out and they have I forget who the other guy was, or who the other guy is, but I feel like now that Kevin Dunn is not there to tell him, oh, speak more American, I feel like he can be off that leash and bring Japanese into it and bring, whatever he wants into it.
It's a very good perspective that I actually hadn't thought about. How do you feel about the writing for WWE right now?
It's captivating and slow at the same time.
How do you feel about the slow burns? That's what we call them, slow burns.
It's I'm not going to say like be Vince Russo and just shove everything in, but I would like some things that maybe pick up the pace a little bit. It just seems like this, like for instance, like this bloodline thing, it's just been going on for forever. But it's so captivating because I'm just so drenched into it. And I'm like, God, I just want more. But it's so slow. It's like the slowest soap opera I've ever seen.
See, and that's the thing too with the whole bloodline thing and everything. You talk about long-term storytelling. And to be fair, until the bloodline came around, there really wasn't a lot of long-term storytelling. I mean,
no.
Yeah, you may have had like some minor elements of it over the last 20 years, but I think the bloodline storyline is really the only one that could continue this long and still be bringing in new elements to where it's like, damn, here we go again next week.
I just don't want it to be like the Bullet Club. I mean, kind of like how the Bullet Club was like changing its face because it's like Kenny Omega was a leader, and I think before that was Cody. Then before that was AJ. It was almost like there was a different leader. I just don't want to get it. I just don't want to keep, because first we have Roman, now Solo. It's like maybe one more new leader, but I don't want to just burn it out because this is like going on for years now. At some point, these people have to break out and do something.
I honestly think Solo will be the last faction leader of it. By the end of this, I think it will be fully unified, but more so in the sense of, hey, you're the tribal chief. If you ever need me, you can call on me. Yeah. But we're done doing your dirty work. We are going our own way.
Yeah, and see, that's what I would like. Actually, that's exactly what I would like.
Mm-hmm. So, as I said, with Survivor Series coming up and everything, and there are 2 war games like the past few years. You have the men's war games and the women's war games.
That's right.
Do you ever miss the traditional Survivor Series match, the 5-on-5 elimination?
I don't know, not really, because it always made it seem like they had to stop all their storylines to make this. Because whenever it was the feud between Raw versus SmackDown, and it's like all storylines and feuds are on hold because we're going to somehow merge everything together, and then now we're going to separate. I just feel like with War Games, it's the most natural way to do it. We don't need a 5-on-5. I mean, that I guess it'd be nice, but I mean, do we really need that? Like, do we really need that?
See, my personal opinion is I'm fine with one War Games, whether it be a men or a women's.
Yeah.
And then you have the other be the traditional. You know.
Okay.
Just because
So,
I'm sorry, the two War Games, it's only because you look at the past 3 years they've been doing it.
mhm.
It's been a majority of the same people every year.
Yeah. No, it has.
So either if you're going to keep doing it, get some fresh talent in there that you wouldn't expect to be in there.
Wasn't there one where it was like, no, I don't think there was one where it was like NXT versus WWE, right?
No, NXT is the brand that brought War Games back originally.
Yes, I do remember that because William Regal, that was his signature thing. We ever say the line, Bart? War Games.
And to be fair, no one can say War Games as good as William Regal.
No. Bless his heart. He's a man. Such a man.
Well, now that he's no longer a part of AEW.
You didn't get that? Oh!
No, I missed that one.
He's a man, such a man. You know, when he had the hard hat, when he was William Regal, such a man, he would come out in the flannel jacket in the Attitude Era.
Oh, dear
God. Yes! Remember that? You know,
he's a man, dun, such a man, such a man.
I'm not going to lie, I buried that so far back in my brain for that very reason. But my question is, with William Regal no longer being a part of AEW, does he eventually make his way back to WWE?
Didn't he say that? He goes, I want to go back to WWE because of my son.
He did say that, but he hasn't actually acted on it. And I mean, he's been out of AEW for 6-7 months now.
Man, it has been that long. Holy crap. I didn't even think about that until now. Man, that really is a good amount of time. I don't know. He probably just wanted to leave it because he just wants to get away from Tony Khan and Dave Meltzer. But honestly, I don't know. He might make one special appearance just because he's known for saying War Games. But other than that, I mean, it's fine.
I would like to see him, honestly, either in a creative role or a development role.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's what he's really good at. I feel like because he really liked developing talent. That's what he wanted to do in AEW, and then it just didn't work out. So just go back to the place where you feel happiest, where it's like, I'm going to develop talent. I'll develop my son. I developed that. The same thing with Dusty. Like Dusty loved developing talent. Like him and Bailey were like very close.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, Dustin Reynolds, his contract did expire. He's doing little offshoots here and there for AEW. How long before we see him back in WWE, even if just for a short run?
I think the question is when people say like, "Oh, is he going to is X going to return?" I think I always pose a question. It's like, do they need to return? Like, does anyone really want to see Goldust back in WWE versus I'd rather see him being on AEW or being on the Indies, or I guess he can develop people in NXT because he has the Nightmare School, right?
Cody Rhodes does.
Well, that's Cody Rhodes. What Dustin has one, right?
He does have his own as well. Yes.
Okay, never mind. Then I just don't know the name of it. But I'd rather see him. Yeah, I'd rather see these guys develop talent rather than just coming back for a return. I mean, maybe the Royal Rumble because that's like the one time. It's the exception where you can allow returns because they're only going to be in the ring for like 10 minutes. But it's like as far as a full-on return, it's like, do we need it? Does he need it? Like, what does he need to redeem? I guess because Cody Rhodes is the champion, so he wants to. He can probably come out as Dustin Reynolds himself, be like, I just want my last run, be super serious, just like my brother, and that's it. But
and that's the one title he's never captured. So I mean, potentially I could see him trying to do the whole brother feud thing, even if it's just one pay-per-view event, whatever, cool.
only one pay-per-view event, only one. I couldn't
Yeah.
see because what was I remember the Hardys had their feud and it always bombed.
Yeah. Honestly, the other thing I had talked about with a few others is him coming out. If it turns into a Rock versus Rhodes situation for the title,
Okay.
being extra support for his brother, I could see that being a situation.
Oh yeah, just like how like Pharaoh and Brandy would go out for Cody.
Right, just get one last pop or whatever, because
Yeah.
it would get a pop.
Oh yeah.
The other thing that I've talked to a few people about is that now that he's out of his AEW contract, him possibly being inducted into the Hall of Fame next year.
That that I would love. I would love to see him. I'd rather see him in the Hall of Fame than actual matches.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, I don't know, just I think
if he came back as Goldust, I think it'd be an injustice to him.
Yeah, because it's like you did all this stuff as Dustin Reynolds yourself, but now you're going to go back to this gimmick, and what are you going to do? Like, I don't know. Like, do we really need that? We don't. We don't need.
I mean, to be fair, it would be great to see one more Shattered Dreams on someone.
The Rock.
That would be the best one to see it on.
Yeah, the Rock. I mean, I honestly feel like people don't. I mean, I honestly, the public of The Rock has changed to not very positive. So I mean, why not give the Shattered Dreams to The Rock?
Exactly. All right, so you did send over another track from your band Lyndhurst. A song is called "Fade to Gray." We are going to go ahead and play that. And
by the way, I want to say this on the record because I'm a hardcore Metallica fan. I told Ed, "Don't name this song something else." He goes, "No." I honestly did not want to call it Fade to Gray. Call it anything else. Just think of a different title. Gray Transparency. Anything else. Not Fade to Gray because it's too close to Fade to Black.
Even on the color spectrum, it is.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's way too close, and I'm just like, please pick something else. And he goes, no, I just feel like this is the best title. I'm just like, I think you're freaking wrong, but I lost.
As most of the time, drummers do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, this is Fade to Gray by Lyndhurst.
I'm so scared of what we are, even more of what we'll be. We were wasted from the start. These empty bottles empty me. I know it's hard to say goodbye, even harder to convey. You were the best thing in my life. How could myself. I can't keep going on. I can't keep living like this. So watch me break down, losing it all on myself. 'Cause nothing's safe now. Holding on to something else to keep me grounded. Allow it to take me away. 'Cause I can't do this. It's useless. I'm fading to gray. I can't keep going on. I can't keep living like this. I can't keep going on. I can't keep living like this. I can't keep going on. I can't keep living like this. I can't keep going on. I can't keep living like this.
I got to give you a lot of credit because I've had other musicians on here before. You are the most animated when your music is playing. So thank you very much for that energy.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like as a drummer, I actually have personality, and I am the social one of Lyndhurst. So usually like stuff like this, like when I'm playing, I headbang and I do all this other crazy stuff. And that's what I mean. When I do Never Gonna Give You Up, I stand on my throne and my floor tom, and I always tell people to do this. And I remember when I started doing that, people are like, holy crap, I don't see drummers do that. I'm like, well, then I gotta start doing it more.
And it's always about setting yourself apart. And you are right. The drummer is who brings the energy to the show majority of the time.
That's right.
So on that note, we have come to almost the end of our time together. Thank you
The
Mark, for
end!
being with me tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, the end. I know, right?
I don't know. I could have talked about I could talk so much about wrestling, like Blue Cane and now Gain.
And pink,
see that?
and candy cane and cocaine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I did see that. Is there anything else like? Is there anything else like you want me to answer?
No, I mean, the final segment is final thoughts. At which point, you being the guest, your final thoughts on whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, because I didn't know if you wanted me to talk about like WrestleMania or like any events I had or any personal experiences with wrestlers or whatever.
You know what? Go ahead. What are your top 3 personal experience, like favorite personal experience moments that you have had with wrestlers or wrestling as a whole?
Okay, so the one of probably number 3 was at Access Day 2 when because I remember Hulk Hogan was going to do a meet and greet, and I said, "Oh, Hulk Hogan, he's a racist. I don't want to see him." And then I see Hulk, and I'm like, "Oh my God, can you shake my hand?" That's so embarrassing, and my friend doesn't let me down. I do remember getting my tattoo by some 5'1" guy from the UK. He was very nice. Mad Elf Tattoo. If anyone wants to go to a different country and get tattooed by him. And I remember Sam Roberts came up to me and he asked me if it's real. I'm like, no, it's real. And I looked back. I'm like, you're Sam Roberts. And he goes, yeah. And then he just walks away. I do have to say, Access. If anyone, don't go to WrestleMania 41 because the tickets are overpriced. But if you have the money, go to Access, or I guess I don't even know what they call it anymore. But like Access is one of the best things I've ever done. My girlfriend, who's still with me now, we were only dating for 3 months, and I told her, I was like, "Look, WrestleMania is in Philly. Do you want to go to WrestleMania and like drop like 300 on tickets?" And she goes, "Yeah." So it was me, my girlfriend, and one of my really close friends, Ed from work, a different Ed, and we just had the time of our lives. We went to Friday and Sunday's pre-show. I saw the Slammies. So like Gabriel Iglesias came out to give an award. The New Day, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley. Tiffany came out. Miss Tiffany.
My brother hates Tiffany Stratton so much.
No, dude, I told her she was a very beautiful woman. I hope she has a nice career.
I hope she does too. I really do. So what is your all-time favorite wrestling moment? It could be a personal experience, or it could be your all-time favorite moment in history.
I'm gonna have to say more personal experiences because it's like, yeah, seeing it on TV, it's a cool moment. Everyone gets to talk about it. But I think those moments are more personal when it's your own experience. Probably experiencing WrestleMania with my girlfriend and a really close friend. That that's why I got it tattooed, because it's something that it's like, WrestleMania is like, the lifetime experience. And that is just a wrestling event that I will probably never forget. My first wrestling event, which was Armageddon in 2004. And that was Triple H versus Goldberg in the steel cage for the World Heavyweight title. And the show opener was the Dudley Boys versus the greatest tag team in the world, La Resistance.
I hope you're being sarcastic.
That is clearly a joke, but I just love Resistance with Rene Dupree. Mwah! Mwah! Chef's kiss. I remember those days. And Jonathan Coachman being on the cans.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was my first wrestling event. Probably one of the best wrestling events, or probably like best wrestling moments, I should say, was meeting Becky Lynch. Because she took the time, literally, like she was supposed to get into an Escalade, and I was like, hey, like, I tried waiting outside for a radio station. It was just me, and I asked her, I'm like, hey, like, can you take 5 minutes? Like, can you sign this thing for my friend who's not even here? And I got a picture. She was super nice, and she knew about OSW because she actually grew up in Ireland with one of the guys who hosts the show. And I want to ask her if that was true. And he's actually mentioned in the book as well, her new book.
Oh, very nice.
One of the other really cool moments is when my dad snuck me backstage, Hershey, and like a security guard got like really upset and got in my dad's face and was probably about to fight my dad in this parking lot. And then John Cena, when he was feuding with Angle before the US title, that's when I sent you that picture with the picture I sent you. He goes, you pull aside, kid, come over here. And he gave me I gave him a big hug. I was like, because that's when Dr. Thugonomics just started. And I was a huge Cena fan because, I was a child, but like, man, I was a huge Cena fan. And I remember riding in the car with him was his opponent, Kurt Angle.
So speaking of meeting wrestlers and everything, and this will be the last topic we talk about and everything. What is your thoughts on Joe Hendry?
Who doesn't believe in Joe Hendry?
The best part is we will be meeting him in about 2 weeks.
He's so cool. Like, he is so awesome. And I'm so happy because, like, this guy is a piece of talent. Like, he can sing, he can make songs, he can wrestle. He is the ultimate white meat baby face, and he's not boring. He is talented, and he just does that smile, and just the way he edits his songs. He goes, I believe in the Hardys, and it changes in the Jeff Hardy's theme song, because that's a not royalty free, copyright free, whatever, like a royalty free song that anyone can use. So it's just great. That guy is just so talented, and he is just made for WWE TV. He'll probably be the next IC champion at some point in the future.
I could see him making his debut for WWE at the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? We talked about going to that because Indianapolis is only 3.5 hours away from us. But I looked at the ticket prices and I'm like, I can't shell that out right now. I can't.
Dude, I do not understand these ticket prices, because when I went to WrestleMania, I bought the tickets the week of only because they had started going down by $50. I am not seeing where people are like, oh yeah, like front row for Mania is $15,000. I'm like, where are you people getting this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's why I don't believe in giant ticket gouging. I bought my tickets last minute, and I've done really well for myself.
Well, maybe I'll have to look into that the week beforehand. However,
dude,
Mark,
Ticketmaster will take them down. Ticketmaster will lower prices. That is not a joke.
Dynamic pricing only goes so far in this world.
It does.
But Mark, thank you again for being on the show tonight.
And
I will definitely have you back on, because I'm sure there's a lot more wrestling topics and music we can talk about.
Oh yeah, like I said, music is like my big passion. Shoes is my second passion, and wrestling is my third passion.
Well, I will definitely have you on again in the future.
Yeah, Mark, please do. I'm so honored.
Mark, until next time, it was great talking with you. Again, everybody watching, be sure to find Mark on social media. Find Lyndhurst, check them out, listen to their music, and maybe next time we can get Ed on this show as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
What happened with Ed tonight, by the way?
he mostly just wanted to have me do this interview because he goes, Mark, he goes, you literally talk about wrestling all the time. He goes, just have this one.
The drummer wins. The drummer wins.
That's right, because I'm the social one. This is why I had this belt. Not because I press add to cart, because I earned this. Because I pushed some homeless guy in a Target.
On that note, this has been your weekly edition of The Other Side of the Mic. Everyone, keep it real. Tantrum Thursdays will be on tomorrow night, Facebook Live. Tragic Tales of Wrestling on Sunday. And then next Tuesday, back at it again with Midweek Meltdown. Until then, have a good one.
Thank you, everyone.